Okay, guys, we're back on. Is anyone else having problems with their machine? No one? It's good. You don't have to worry about your cord today, about hooking up to the computer, because we don't even have the software yet. So we need to get the software loaded. I'm hoping it's going to be this week. If not, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We're still going to work on the machine and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that it doesn't take that long. So I had to call into Miss Woodard, and she didn't text me back. So, you know, I'm hoping she'll do that, you know, hopefully this evening or whatever. So,
I got an email this weekend regarding the software.
Oh, good.
Got it. Yeah,
Okay. Some of you got the software? Or got a letter?
Yet, but I have access to download it.
Okay, then that's what they're doing, is they're going to give you access as they're processing the paperwork. So maybe that's what it takes. So hopefully you guys keep checking check your spam too. Check your spam, all of that stuff, because it may go to there. So that may be what we're just waiting on is approvals, because I know that they have the disk here. But for you to be able to load the disk, they have to put in a certain code for it to even work. You can load the software, which I guess we probably should have done that night, but Mr. Hopkins wasn't here either. But we'll get it loaded. So as soon as everybody gets their approvals, then we'll get on there, then it'll be good. All right? Any other questions about anything?
I was curious about something on here. I can see like I have my battery charged.
Yeah.
And then the second one, what does that mean?
That's your disk.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about that,
Okay.
because you don't have a disk.
Correct.
So it's your SD card. So you don't have to worry about that. Because what we're going to do is write directly to the computer. Okay? So what you're going to do is save it on your computer. Is what you're going to do eventually when we get the software going, get it up and going. You're going to be saving it to. So every time, you know, you log in, it's going to give you all these numbers and whatever of the file name that it is. Okay? And what you do is just, I mean, the way that I make it easy is you just put the date. Okay? So this way you go, oh man, what did we do? Whatever. Yeah. What's this? 0693G F0491. No. You know? So you don't have to do all of that. Make it easy. Okay? And, you know, you do it however you want. I found that doing it by the date is the easiest way to do it. Okay? Any other questions? Guys, can the guys in the back see? Because you need to be able to see at least this and the stuff that I'm going to write on the board here. So I may be writing some stuff. So if you're having trouble seeing, next week, I mean Tuesday, sit in a different place. And if you're one that can see far, then maybe you sit further back and let the other ones that can't see real far or whatever, move to the front, okay? It's a lot better class, it's a bigger class, whatever, it's gonna work out a lot better, trust me, okay, than the other one. We're not gonna be as cramped, whatnot, so we should be good, okay? So we're gonna be here every day from now on until I tell you otherwise. But we should be here anyway, okay? Okay. Now, how many of you took the A to Z class? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 out of the 16. Okay, so there was about 7, and that's okay. It really doesn't matter, because even if there's one of you, then we still, I have to start from the beginning. So I needed the starting point of where we're going to start. And I was pretty sure that there was some of you that hadn't taken the class already, so, you know, we're going to be okay. 1, 2, 3. But we're still missing one. Who's absent today?
There were 16 last night.
Yeah. Sylvia's here. Carla Flores.
We're here.
Carla. Roland.
Here.
Melissa. Pena.
Yeah, it was a girl who took the class before.
Yeah.
Online.
Oh yeah. What was her name? Do y'all remember?
You know, you called her Juan, but
That's right.
it wasn't her.
That's right. Oh yeah. James.
Yeah.
You're the real one, right? Yeah, that's right. Elizabeth? Elizabeth Hills?
Do whatever you want with this.
Katie Rodriguez? Valerie, Tracy, Calandra. Am I saying that right? That's what I said, right? Juan. Oh, the real one. Christina Garcia. Christopher Garcia. Here. Cassandra Longoria. Found it. Marie Eller. And Angelica. Cool. Okay. All right. Okay, so Cassandra Longoria. All right. Guys, I know y'all got this sheet, and I'm going to give it to y'all again. It's how to log on to this wiki. Okay? And what you have to do, there's a couple of students that have already done it. Who did it?
Done it. I don't think I did it right.
Roll. Yeah, you
It says
did.
there's nothing there.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shoot.
Tracy and... Yeah. Guys, go on there and ask for approval, because you can't get in until you ask for approval and she grants you approval to get on, okay? And what it's for is, like, no one can just log on. You have to be with the school to log on, so that's how they keep it from, they call it pirating or whatever. But other students that aren't involved with the school can't just get onto the wiki. There's a lot of material. And you're gonna see, it's not gonna matter to you right now, it's gonna be down the line. On dictation, holy cow. Thousands and thousands of hours of dictation, which will be good for you later. But the good thing is, for those of you that got your book,
Yeah.
got your book,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Those of you that didn't, not that big of a deal. Yet. Miss Mallon put the first 10 chapters on that thing, on the wiki. There's 40 chapters. So it gives you till week 4 or 5 to get that book. We're not gonna have a problem, are we? Getting the book by week 5, 4 or 5? Yeah, you in the front.
Pull it up to make sure I accessed it correctly.
Yeah.
And I don't have Wi-Fi access in here.
Okay, go on to the little thing on the bottom, and it looks like a little sideways triangle. Log on to that. It's probably going to be yellow or with an X or whatever. Log on to that. It's going to ask you who the users are. You're going to go on to Alamo Guest. Do it right now. Do it right now, so this way you can get on the wiki and ask for permission to get on the wiki.
You mean Alamo Net?
Alamo Guest.
Okay. I'm on
It
it.
should be right below the Alamo Net or something like that. What's that?
I'm on it, it's not loading.
Wrong spot.
It's not? It'll say connect, and then you connect, and then it sends you to another window that asks you for your email, and then you log on there, and then it kind of takes a little while. Okay?
For the wiki, I had to ask for like 3 access.
Yeah.
For the dictation, one for all theory, and then one for your class.
Yeah.
Are those the only 3 I would need?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. But the one that you're really going to need is the theory, the spring 2018 theory. And it'll show Miss Eisenhower's class and my class. Y'all know who I am, right? I'm not Mrs. Eisenhower. Okay, everyone knows that, right? All right. Those of you that didn't, get out.
Yeah, well.
All right? So once you log on, then log on to that site that she gives you. And it's going to say asking for access, and then she's going to grant you access. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, guys, because it's not that big of a deal right now. But you need to do it tonight. So when you go home or somewhere, if you need to stop off at Starbucks where they have a Wi-Fi, if you don't have Wi-Fi, stop somewhere, get on the Wi-Fi, follow those directions, get on there, ask for access. So this way when we come tomorrow, everybody's already hooked up, ready to go.
Sorry.
Okay? Yes, sir.
Which website is it? Is the essay dictation?
It should be the, yeah.
Or the
Yes,
theory
that
weekly?
one. Because I tried through the bottom one, and she was like, you need to go to the home page.
So that's the tiny URL one?
It's probably the theory wiki.
The SAC dictation homepage?
No, yeah, it's a sacrification you have to do first.
Okay, yeah. And put it in your bookmarks.
Yeah.
So this way it's always in there. You just go straight to it,
Is-
whatever.
Do you necessarily have to be on the Alamo website to get to it, or you can do it, like I'm using this as a hotspot?
God, if you got that as a hotspot, whatever it takes, I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So if your phone has a hotspot, use that. It's gonna be quicker, okay? So if your phone has a hotspot, use it. If not, then just try to log on. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, it's not real good here, okay? It's not real strong here, okay? So some days you can use it, some days you'll be on it and checking stuff and it'll just kick you off. So it's, yeah. Yes, sir.
So will we be needing Wi-Fi here periodically while during class?
If you don't have your book, yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, we're going straight out of this book, guys. I'm going to teach you straight out of this book. So anything that needs to be looked up, I can look it up. It's not that big of a deal, okay? But we're going to be going out of the book. This is for you guys that don't have the book. The first 10 chapters are on there. So it gives you a little bit of time to get that book. You need to get that book, okay? And when you log on to this website where my class is, the very first class tells you how to order the book. So if you don't remember how to order the book, remember you got that sheet, told you the site to go on to and order the book. It gives you that site too. So she's gotten a bunch of stuff on there. There is a lot of stuff. Okay?
So do you have, where you're published on ACES, or you're still unpublished?
It shouldn't be on ACES.
I mean, on this campus.
Yeah.
So it's, you haven't posted anything?
Yeah, the first week should be on there. Did she grant you access already?
She did, but it's telling me that there's nothing published.
There should be a video that first week.
You're on YouTube too.
Duh.
Do
That wasn't school.
you go under the first two, the first, second, or third, or all three?
You have to go to the first one first,
Okay.
and then you go to the theory wiki, which is the all theory, PB Works, whatever. You went to that one too, and there's nothing on there.
I love these people. Whoa, I feel like I
Shouldn't it be on campus too?
What's it?
We bought her a new laptop just for this month.
Really?
Yeah, we
How's it
did.
working out?
I didn't have one.
It's best
Is it
friend,
good?
hard to negotiate with.
We did too.
Yeah.
Guys, are you on and having trouble? Because I can go get it right now, and we can walk through it.
I was able to get on it at home, not here for some reason.
And it may be the Wi-Fi here. I'm telling you, if figure out the hotspot on your phone, just in case we need to do it that way, in case you need to do it. If you have the book, you don't have to worry about this. You shouldn't have to worry about any of this. If you don't have the book, you need to worry about this right now, okay? If not, and we're having trouble, don't worry about it. Sit by somebody that has the book right now and just follow along for tonight. Go home, get on there, figure it out, whatever. If you're having problems, text me or text Miss Mallon, call Miss Mallon, and let her know. Okay, I think her number's on there. Yeah, she has a cell number and an office number. Or you can email her, okay?
Do we have to request on both stuff?
Probably, yeah.
What about all three?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, you're gonna need to request access on everything you go on. Once you get into the wiki for the theory, then you're good. You can see all the chapters and everything of what we're doing, all the videos and whatnot. Okay, so you should be good once you're already in there. Got it? Any questions? Hopefully we worked out these bugs or whatever. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get started. So for those of you that have a book, open up your book to introduction. Or sit by someone that has a book. And if there's two people on a row that have a book and two people on a row that don't have a book, guys, you don't have to get up or whatever. Just, if you can, just kind of share for tonight. So if two people on a row have a book, is there anybody on a row, two people that don't have a book? Okay, good. Then we're going to be good. You don't have a book? What's that?
That wasn't a question.
I like that. I like that. It's like having an in-class wife. You're sharing. All right. Okay. You know, some of the little things we're just going to get out of the way right now. I told you about the phones. I don't care if you have your phone in here. Put it on silent. Stuff like that. Okay. I'm recording the class, so you don't really need to record the class. If you want to record the class, you can, but you know, it's wasting space on your phone. But are you taking pictures or what? So, I mean, once you're on the wiki, you can go in and it's like, I didn't understand what he was talking about, this thing or whatever. Go on and watch the video. You can fast forward through the video. You don't have to watch the whole video. I mean, we're probably going to be here till about at least 8:30, okay? Every night. Some nights it might be later. Sometimes maybe early if we're going through and we're not having as many problems or issues, okay? All right. Any other questions about anything? Small stuff, big stuff? We're good? Okay. So guys, you're here, court reporting. This is it, all right? So what court reporting really is we try to teach you conflict-free methods of writing real-time, conflict-free machine shorthand. So what conflict-free means is that it's not going to conflict with something else. So you shouldn't write two words the same, okay? So like there, and there should never be written the same, and you're gonna see why. It's not even close. And if you do, you may want to take that auto mechanic class, okay? You're going to hear that a lot about if you have like little problems, take the auto mechanic. And I'm not making fun of auto mechanics. I'm just saying you may not want to be in this class, okay? But there's certain ways of doing it, and that's what this theory teaches you, is conflict-free writing, okay? So the English language is not basically phonetic, okay? So that is, the spelling of words is not determined by the sound. The way that we do things in court reporting is done by sounds. It's done by the sound. Well, the English language is not done by sound, okay? Like psychological, it's not psychological, okay? The P is silent. Like in rock, the C is silent. Or whatever, I mean, something like, y'all know what I mean, right? So, I mean, it doesn't always follow that. It doesn't always follow the theory of phonetics. You know, there's going to be some inconsistencies which result in attempts to write machine shorthand strictly phonetically. And you'll see as we go along how that coincides with it, okay? So therefore, students learning the STENED theory will write clean, concise, consistent, conflict-free notes for the most part. I'm not going to say completely clean, okay? And you'll understand what I'm talking about. Right now, it should be clean. And I'm going to teach you clean writing. Once you get into speed, you're going to learn to read your notes, okay? So you're going to have certain fingers that are weak, you know? These are mine. These are mine. And it may be your, what is this, index? Finger? It's a pinky, whatever. Your thumb, right here. So your thumbs are going to be weak. Okay? So, you know, everybody has like different, these are mine, okay? And I just learned how to read my notes. And you'll know what I'm talking about later as we get into the class. All right? So this is what we're doing. What we're doing right now is called theory. Okay? So if you're building a house, this is the foundation of the house. What's the most important part of the house? Foundation. Shifts, cracks, you're going to have problems. So if you shift and crack in your foundation with theory, and you just kind of, well, I know he told us to do that homework, but whatever. That goes back to the first week that I told you, don't cheat yourself. Okay? All you're going to do is cheat yourself, and all it's going to do is hurt you later. You do what I'm telling you to do, you should be okay. All right? Everything should be fine. Serious attention to exercises which are given with each presentation are an essential part of learning the process. And that's what this is a process. Okay? And you're going to find out that court reporting is muscle memory. It's really what it is. It's muscle memory. Okay? And it's being able to train one of the biggest muscles in your body, which is your brain, to do these certain things. And you're going to understand why later, because the mind is a very powerful thing, and it can help you and hurt you. Okay? So if you let it do certain things that it's not supposed to, it's going to hurt you. But if you train your brain to do the things that you're supposed to do, it's going to help you. And I'm telling you, I didn't think that I could do this. Okay? And I'm telling you that, and I think I told you guys last week, the average human mind, they taught us in school, thinks at 900 words a minute. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I can guarantee you, I think mine works way faster than that. Because someone can be talking to me, and if I'm not completely interested, I can be looking you right in the eye and words are just flying past me. Not getting it. So I had to train myself to do this, okay? And it's not impossible. It's not an impossible thing, because if I can do it, I guarantee anyone can do it, okay? You know, and I'm not, maybe I have ADHD, I don't know, you know, but I didn't know how to really work at something, okay? And I think I told you guys, you know, I played sports. School wasn't real hard for me. I hardly ever had to study. I wasn't valedictorian, but I never really had to study. So I never really had to work at something until I came to this. And when you don't really have to work real hard at something and things just kind of come to you, and then you really, really have, I mean, you go from this to here. You couldn't be further apart from really having to pay attention and work at something. That's what this is going to be. And that's why the dropout rate is so high. Okay? But you just train yourself. Relax. Take it easy. Think positive. Keep thinking positive. We're going to be okay. Okay, we've come a long way from when I first started. So you guys are already on the computer. We weren't even on the computer. We were writing on paper. That's how far advanced you guys are. I mean, so you're gonna find it's gonna be so, well, you're not really gonna know, because we're not writing on paper. You're not having to read your paper notes, okay? So you're so much more advanced than we were coming out. And when you come out, you're gonna be ready to go, trust me. Because I don't only teach this class, I teach the Eclipse class, which teaches you how to do it, save time, work through your transcripts, and you're gonna be able to pop stuff out. I didn't have that. And I still made a decent living that first year, you know, and I was working my butt off trying to get pages out, you know. You guys are gonna be ready to go. You're gonna know how to crank stuff out. Now, whoever you go to work for is gonna have a certain way of doing things and getting transcripts together, and that's the only thing that you're gonna have to learn, is knowing how they want stuff done.
How long did you work on paper before the computerized system?
As soon as I got out, we were on computers then. I mean, it was on computers, but it was more like a database. So you're just using it as a word processor where you're going through and typing stuff. Yeah. And we used it on the floppy disk. Y'all know what that is? You young cats probably don't. It's like a cassette. Y'all know what a cassette is?
Like an 8-track.
Yeah, like the adapter. So, I mean, you had a thing that was this big. For those of you that don't know what a floppy disk is, it was this big and held about 7 or 8 days worth of stuff. I have an SD card that's that big, to 32 gig, and I can put about 2 years worth of stuff. So if they come out with an SD card that's that big, I'll never have to buy another one ever in my life. But those floppy disks were that big, and the real floppy disks were about that big. The original ones were huge. So you guys are at such an advantage now. You don't have to store, and I had like cases and cases of these floppy disks. You're not gonna have that now. You're gonna have one disk where everything is on. It's amazing.
Would you suggest we get an SD card?
No, not right now. You're not gonna need it. You're not gonna need it because we're gonna write everything to the computer. What I would suggest maybe you get is maybe a external hard drive. So if you're writing a lot, practicing a lot, and you wanna keep it, whatever. I mean, you don't really need it, you know, but if you want to and you want to keep some of this stuff, then you can. I wouldn't see why you would, but I mean, that's why you would probably need an external hard drive. But a lot of these computers are, the drive that's in them they're pretty big. So it can store a lot of stuff. So you should be okay. Okay? All right. So really what we're doing, and if you read the book is going to talk about like notes and stuff like that. No. All we're worrying about now is real time. Everything is in real time now. Okay? And you're going to know how to write real time. Does everyone know what real time is? That's when you're writing, and that's what it's called on the machine, is writing. When you're writing and it's coming up on the computer, that's real time right there. Like when I first came out on the floppy disk, they really didn't have it. So what you're doing is you're writing to this disk, and then you go home, put it in your computer, load it in there, and then you had to load it into the software. The software used it from your dictionary, and it would take 30, 45 minutes sometimes to read a job in. On the SD card now, you can read a job in about 4 or 5 minutes. 200-300 pages. Crazy. Okay? So that's why I'm saying how far advanced you guys are and going to be. Okay? So following the principles set forth in this textbook is going to teach you consistent, clean, conflict-free writing. All right? Okay, go to lesson 1. Everyone there?
There.
Okay. Does everyone know what machine shorthand is? You probably should. But machine shorthand, sometimes it refers to stenography or stenotype, is a system of phonetic writing which uses a compact keyboard which consists of 23 keys. Okay? It has an asterisk right here. And this is the number bar. All right? But if you look at your machine, there's black keys. Doesn't have any letters, doesn't have anything on it. It's not like a typewriter. It doesn't tell you the letters or anything like that. Right here. What happens in between here. So all it is memory. And you'll see as we go through, it's all going to be about memory. Okay? Now you have the whole alphabet on this hand, on your left hand. Remember I told you this is all the beginning sounds. So by phonetics, everyone knows what phonetics means, right? Sounds, by the way it sounds. That's what court reporting is phonetics, okay? Every beginning sound, S, T, C, H, SH, F, L, M, any of these beginning sounds that you can make are right here. So on this hand, between this hand and these two thumbs, you have the entire alphabet. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. On this hand is every ending sound. ING, CH, SH, EX, IX, any of this stuff. ED, T, okay? I'm going to teach you a method of warm-up, okay, that really helped me a lot. So like when you come, and we've already kind of gotten through this, and you're going to see later, and then you're just sitting around. Yeah, you can sit around and talk if you want to. Guys, you're here to get out, okay? You're here to build your foundation, remember? Use your time wisely, okay? Well, you know what? I'm going to warm up a little bit, and you can do the alphabet on this hand, the whole alphabet. You can do the alphabet, most of it on this hand. Not all of the letters are on this side, and I'm going to teach you how to do it, okay? But you'll understand what I was talking about when we get to it, okay? So the stenotype machine differs from a typewriter in that a single key or any number of keys can be depressed at any time, okay? So it's not like a typewriter. That's why you can type as fast as you can on these machines and you can't on a typewriter, because you can take it. You can take it right now if you want to and press all of those keys at one time, okay? And I'm going to teach you what the home key is tonight, okay? And the home key is right here. T, S, T, P, H. So it's right there, these four and these four. And then your thumbs kind of sit on top of it. So really your fingers should sit in between these little grooves right here. And then F, P, L, T. The DZ kind of hangs out there to the side. You don't need to do that one. But that's going to be your home key. And you can press all of them at the same time. So you can try it. You know, try it on your machine right now and just press all of the keys. You can press the vowels at the same time too. All of them will go down. You see how it can do it? And that's what they're talking about here. And that's what's different from a typewriter. Thus, a syllable or a word is written with one keystroke rather than using a separate keystroke for each letter. So we're not writing a separate keystroke for each letter. We're making sounds. We're not making letters, okay? There will be time when you need letters when they say, well, spell your last name. Well, it's Z-A-R-A-T-E. That's when you're going to use letters. Totally different, okay? That's not what we're doing when we're writing. We're not writing letters. We're either writing words or we're writing sounds, of beginning sounds. So you're either writing prefixes, suffixes, root words. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay. An example in all letters is the word cat, and it's written at one time in a stenotype of K-A-T. Is that the way you spell cat?
No.
No.
Yes, it's still.
So if you were a good speller before, you can kiss that goodbye, because your spelling is going to go, you're going to be looking up words you never thought you would have looked up, you know, because this is done phonetically. So it's not by the way it's spelled. So it's not C-A-T, it's cat, K-A-T. It's by the way it sounds, okay? Okay, and whenever you write and you press those keys, that's called a stroke, okay? That's what it's called. It's called a stroke. So when they and you'll hear me say it periodically too. When in doubt, stroke it out. And that's what they taught us in theory. And you'll understand what I'm talking about later on. When in doubt, stroke it out, okay? Those are called strokes. So you can write any word that I say, any. I don't care if it's French, German, whatever, because you're just writing the sound. You're writing the sound. And I think I told you guys last week about one of the attorneys, you know, was saying, yeah, you know, and you know, it was this and that, más o menos. Well, good and bad, I can write it. And if I look on my notes, I can probably read it. But it's not coming up on my computer as más o menos. Más o menos on my computer is coming up mass, M-A-S-S, O is O-H, and menos is men, no sir. You'll understand what I'm talking about later, and you're going to come back and say, oh, yeah, now, that's the different strokes that it is. You can still write it, because you can write anything. You'll be able to write any word on that machine. Is it going to come up in English? Maybe not. Spanish doesn't. It's not the Spanish version of court reporting. It's the English version of court reporting. Okay? Now, you know, there may be a way, you know, if you get this cat and he comes in all the time and he's always saying más o menos, there may be a way that you can put it in your dictionary now with all of these strokes to where it comes up más o menos. Okay? But if not, it's always going to come up mass, O, men, no sir. Weird. Okay? But that's the way it is. So each little thing that you write is called a stroke. All right? So the letter combinations used to define a word are defined as outlines. Okay? The more definitive an outline is, that is, the better it is distinctively outlines the word, the easier it will be to read back. So like you write men, nos. So everything's done by syllables and phonetics. Are you following me? Yeah. So syllables, I mean, did you ever learn that? It's men, nos. You know, mas, o, men, nos. And that tells you how many syllables it has. Now remember that? Y'all go to a different school? In Germany or something? And you know, so everything's done in syllables. So when you write, it's not men, os. To me, it would be men, nos. Men, nos. So that's how you would differentiate. And that's what the outlines are. And you'll understand why a little bit later too. So you don't want to write os, and you'll kind of understand later. I'm kind of getting a little ahead, but you'll understand why later, okay? But the more distinctive you write, the better it's going to be to read back if you ever have to read back, okay? So the stenotype student should learn the first day of class that the time to clearly outline the word is when writing it, rather than depend on memory or context to help you later figuring out what was said, okay? So you try to pay attention and try to write the word, even if it's a word you've never heard before. And you're gonna understand later, there's a lot of stuff coming up later, but you're gonna understand later because now we're gonna have like briefs. So you're gonna be able to write almost complete sentences with certain briefs, okay? You'll be able to write, you know, phrases. At that time, at this time, no sir, that is correct, is that correct, beyond a reasonable doubt. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you'll be able to do these all in one, what's it called?
Stroke.
Stroke. All in one stroke. What'd you say? Huh? I'm always listening. So shorthand outlines are also called notes. So when I tell you, okay, what does it say in your notes? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the English, and you'll be able to see, once we get your software loaded, you're gonna have a thing where you have your dictionary where it comes up in English, and then on the side, you're gonna have your notes. So I may ask you, what does it say in the outline, or what does it say in your notes? I don't want you looking at the English, I want you looking at the notes. Oh, well, it's NOS. What's NOS? No, sir. You were listening. All right, there you go. You can leave early. Just kidding. Cassandra, good job. I don't know if y'all switched or whatever, so. But, I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. So when I ask you to go to your notes, That's what I'm talking about. So everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say, you know, don't look at the English where you put NOGS. What do you have in your notes? It came up notion in the English. What do you have in your notes? NOGS. Okay. Well, it was a question. It was a yes or no question. What do you think it is? Do you think the answer was notion? No. What do you think he probably said? No, sir. So that's what I'm talking about, being able to read through your notes. You're going to be able to read through it and say, I know that it wasn't notion. It was no, sir. And that's okay. No big deal. And I'm going to show you ways of using your software to be able to fix that pretty easy. Okay? So it's not going to be that big of a deal. All right? All right. So the order of the keys. Now we're going to talk about the order of the keys. We're on page 2, guys. Page 2.
Page 2.
So it's STPH, STPH, FPLTD. Okay? And it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to you right now, right? It's like, what? Yeah. And what I was talking about, no sir, is going to be TPHOS. So it's going to be TPHOS equals no sir. How many people could read that out of that?
Only your court recording students.
Pow. Pow. Okay? Which is going to be no big deal. Because you know what? I have attorneys that'll come up and before, you know, would look on my notes and they were like, what? You can't read that. And I can pull that paper up. This was back in the paper days. And you're going to get to the point where you can read it like a book. It's going to be like a book. And it's going to look like this. Jargon like that with these letters in different places. And you're going to see no, sir, answer, question, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to read it as something totally different. It's amazing. Okay? All right. Second row, SKWR, RBGSZ. Okay? All of your beginning sounds. Okay? So one letter could stand for a letter or a word. Two or more could still be a letter because TPH is N. The letter N. But it also could be IN. Did you go in the store? That's how you write N. IN. Is that. TPH is N. So it all depends on which letters you depress at which time as to what it's going to mean. Okay? And it'll start making sense in, you know, a little bit later or whatever, but. And just getting back to it, for example, the word cat is written K-A-T. So it's K-A, final T, equals cat. Now, does that make sense? Now, if you look at that, you probably would be able to figure it out. Yeah, it's an easy one. No big deal. Not that big of a deal. So it's you know, some of them you will be able to in the beginning. A lot of them you're not. Because especially like when we get to G. G is TKPW. That's G. The letter G. Yeah. How do you get G out of TKPW? Okay? And then you add the HR, now it's GL. So you have all those letters. TKPWHR is GL. Yeah. So it gets a little crazy, but you'll understand once we get through it. All right? Because of each key always prints in the same place on the paper, the stroke cat would be placed as follows. So whenever you press that key, it's always going to come up in that same place. It doesn't matter. It doesn't always put it together. So when you write cat, it's going to be K, A, T. And it's going to be spread out because K is here, A is here, and T is way over here. Okay? So this is probably what it's going to look like a little bit. So it's going to look like K, A, T. See how it's spread out? But the letters are always in the same place. They're always in the same place, so it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter where it is. You just have to focus your mind and your eyes to just read what's on there. Not how far apart it is, or, you know, God, what is that? It's so far apart, I can't see. Focus, and you'll be able to focus, okay? Subsequent strokes appear under the previous stroke on the paper notes. The words cat, scat, and at would appear as follows. So does everybody have the book? You see how it's written? You see how it's written? And it's written cat, and then right here there's an S, K, then A, and then T, and then A, and then T. So this is scat, and this is at. You see how far the letters are apart? It doesn't really matter. All you have to do is be able to read the letters. Read the letters together. It doesn't matter how far apart they are, just put them together, and your mind's going to learn to put them together. You're not going to see it as distance anymore, okay? But the letters always come up in the same place every time, so it doesn't matter, okay? What?
No, I couldn't read the C on the scan.
What look like seat?
E.
Huh?
It looked like a E.
Excuse me, folks.
No, but
While I fix it for the one person who had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, I got this. Scat.
Yeah. Now I got it. Y'all are staying late. If you read seat, did anyone else read seat?
I knew what it said.
You get to leave early.
I knew what it said.
Those who you read seat, you're staying late. You may want to get some of that lasagna. All right. Okay, so stenotype notes may be represented on computer, a KAT, which is a computer-aided transcription, and that's what the software is a computer-aided transcription. So it aids in the transcription of your steno. Okay, so that's what it's called. So if anybody ever asks you, you know, is it cat? Are you cat? Is it stenography cat? Yeah, it is. Not a baby, you know, not the cat, you know. Yeah, cat, computer-aided transcription. So that's what it stands for. Okay. Okay, optional wide keys. It says here you probably should use them. Yes. You know, it doesn't really matter. I got through school without them. Trust me, you're going to be fine, okay? If you think that you need them, you can order them. You can go on to, I think, like Martel. I was telling you guys about Martel. Martel or Stenograph, you know, they have the extended keys or whatever, and, you know, I think the keys just pop right off, and then you can put the keys on it or whatever. So, you know, you can do it if you want. So, it says that all shorthand machines are available with wide asterisk, DZ, and I think even the S has it too. You can get it on the initial S. So when I'm talking about initial, this is your initial hand, okay? So take full advantage of conflict-free computer writing. All students should have wide asterisk keys, whatever. I mean, I got through. You're gonna be fine, all right? If you want them, get them. If, you know, you got that much money, one, bring pizza every week, and buy those extended keys. All right? So you'll be fine. Because there are going to be outlines when they talk about like never. Okay? Never is TPH EFR with the asterisk. So you'll have to hold it down, hit that, and then come back with hitting the asterisk. Okay? A lot of times you won't have to do that because it won't conflict with something else. So it's going to come up, if you don't use the asterisk, like the asterisk F is V. Okay? Do some of y'all, well, I mean, those of y'all that took the A to Z are going to know that. So the asterisk F is V. All right? So you're going to have to figure out a way to be able to put your finger in between here and what I do, which is the hard way, so it can be done. So don't let anybody tell you that it can be done, is I would always come back this hand. So never. And then so you kind of learn to hold it down and you put the asterisk with this hand. Okay? Or you learn to put it in between here. So you're almost putting it in between here like on never. Okay? Does that make sense? So you're going to have to put it in there to be able to press down these 3 keys at the same time. Okay? And that's what they're talking about, is using the asterisk with the F. Okay? And that's why they're saying use the wider keys for the asterisk, because, you know, then it's easier to kind of reach over. All right? Whatever. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I got through it. I got through it. And you're going to understand what I'm talking about later, because the when in doubt, stroke it out, that was this cat. I hardly used any briefs to get through school. So if people tell you, and there may be people that told you in the A to Z, and you know what, and it's you know, not bad information to use briefs, be able to brief. It's only going to help you be faster. But if they tell you that you can't get through school without using briefs, tell them to come talk to me. And they might want to wipe out about 15, 20 minutes of their time, because I'm going to let them know. Okay? You can get through school without using as many briefs. I used the ones that they gave us: preponderance of the evidence, which is PPD, beyond a reasonable doubt. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's correct. Is that correct? But I mean, there was a lot of them at this time. At that time, I don't know. I didn't know a lot of them like that. I mean, people, when I got out of school, I was one of the 5. There was 68 other cats that were using briefs. I mean, there was 63 other cats that were using briefs that didn't get out. So if they tell you that you can't, tell them to come talk to me. Care of the shorthand machine. The 2 major brands of shorthand machines are Stenotype and Stenograph. In addition, there are variations of these machines. Your machine may be manual, electric. It's electric, okay?
It's electric.
This is manual. This is manual, okay? This has the paper tray, paper, you feed it in. I'm sorry? No plug. Much like somebody in the back, no plug, just straight out. No.
There are electric machines that still use coal.
Yeah, I mean, and some of these have been able to be converted, and they've converted them to electric machines, but they're not. So if you see the paper rolling? Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
You see the paper rolling? And then they said, oh, you know what, read that back. Here we are, pulling up the paper, and you're reading down. You know what? Be glad you're doing that now. You know, not back in my day, you know? I think I told you when I went to go take the state test, I had a typewriter. I had this machine, a typewriter, and my briefcase with dictionaries. You know, you guys have Google. You know, you can Google stuff.
So you can take your,
Everything's on Google, you know?
so you can take your dictionaries to the state test?
Yeah, I think so.
They'll let us know.
Yeah. I don't know what they let you do now. I mean, God, it's been
Did Sarah
26
tell you?
years since I took my test. I have no idea.
Did Sarah tell you what she was allowed to take to the test?
Mm-mm. I know her computer and her machine, that was it. So you have
Did
two
you
things to
take-
carry. I'm carrying this, but I had a typewriter that was about this size, you know. Holy cow. I mean,
Take our own printers?
no, you don't, I don't think you print anything. I don't know that you print anything. I think it's on you save it on a thumb drive. They give you a thumb drive and you save it on the thumb drive and you turn the thumb drive in.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so you don't even print anything. We had to, you know, everything was typed out, so we turned these pages in and stapled them and turned them in. That was our test, you know? I don't have that now, you know? Crazy. Good, good. So although there may be different machines available, all shorthand machines have at least the same basic 23 keys. They do. All of them have the same. It's, you know, they're all. So carrying your machine is an extremely important aspect of good writing, and it really is. New machines are usually accompanied by a booklet describing their proper maintenance. And guys, they don't really require a whole lot of maintenance. They really don't. I mean, the new ones are pretty advanced. Like the old ones, it has a ribbon. And see these little holes right there? You had this bottle of ink and you had to put drops of ink in there every day. Really? Yeah. That's what we would do every day. So you may be sitting there writing and it's like, oh man, it's getting light. Okay. Reach in your machine, pull out that thing, and there you go, putting drops of, you know, and it's dirty and, you know, and it's ridiculous, okay? Y'all don't have that anymore. You're not gonna have that problem, which is good. It's a good thing. So there's not a whole lot of upkeep to these newer machines, so you're gonna be good. So the better you care for your machine, the better and longer it will serve you. Used machines may or may not have care instructions included. Okay, now we come to page 4, setting up the tripod. Guys, we did that last week, okay? Everybody knows how to set up the tripod, set up the machine, right?
Yeah.
Cassandra? Good? You didn't even hear. Or you did, you just didn't want to answer. I got it. I got you. I got you. Ink in the machine, I ain't gonna have to worry about that. That's how old this book is, okay? They're talking about ink in the machine. Not gonna need it. Loading paper, not gonna need it. Just skip those pages. Writing habits, okay? Guys, pay attention, okay? And when I tell you, and you're gonna hear me say it a lot, pay attention, that means all eyes up, okay? All eyes up, all right? So when you position your machine, you should be sitting down. The machine's in between your legs. And ladies, I mean, if you wear a dress that day, you can do it however you want. I mean, you know, some girls write like that and they're able to write. Holy cow, seriously? They do, and they write like this. Yeah. One, your back is turned, so after a while, whatever, okay? You figure it out. It doesn't really matter to me, all right? But like a lot of times you're gonna be at an office, so a lot of times you'll be in a table like this, so nobody, and I don't wanna get graphic or what, but you know, nobody can really see. You know, you're gonna be under a table most of the time or whatever. You do it however you're comfortable, okay? And I'm telling you, and you can ask, because I'm gonna have periodically, I'm gonna have court reporters come and speak, okay? So you can ask them, you know, what they do. And a lot of them wear pants every day, pantsuits, you know, or a longer dress. You know where I'm going with this, okay? So be comfortable, okay? Don't dress like you're going to the club. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah. So, you know, conservative, guys. Professional, conservative, okay? First impressions are huge, okay? How you conduct yourself is huge in this business too, okay? So people want people that are professional. Come, professionally dressed, professionally groomed. You know, you're not crazy. You don't come in there hungover, you know, stuff like that, okay? But I'm getting way past whatever. So back to the machine. Sitting down, back straight, for the most part, however you're comfortable. And the machine should be in between your legs at a height that's almost even with your thighs. You can put it a little higher or you can put it a little lower. The thing you don't want is this. You don't want this where you're riding like this. Can you see? Or like this. That's how you get carpal tunnel. Yeah. So you want something where you're going to be even. And it feels almost natural to be able to write, you know? And you're not gonna be pounding on that machine. It's not a piano, okay? It's just light strokes. Light, consistent strokes. So you want it at that level. However you're comfortable with it is fine. And you can write on that, you know, machine now and kind of see how it feels. If you need it a little higher, you put it higher. If you need it lower, put it lower. Okay? Make sure that your back is straight, because you don't want this. And you're writing for 3 hours. All right, let's take a break. You're like, oh, God. And yeah, okay? And every now and then, and you'll see, you know, and you'll be writing, do this every now and then. Kind of stretch out your wrist. They take a beating. They really do, okay? And I've had a lot of friends have problems with their hands, okay? And my cousin was one of them. She actually got out of school, I think 3 months or 6 months after I did. And she retired about 2 or 3 years ago, because she got this thing in her hands, and it happens to like 1% of the population. And she got this thing with her hands where she would be writing and her hands would cramp up and she couldn't move them. They don't really know what it was from. It could be stress, it could be the wear and tear on your wrist. Trust me guys, I've been doing this 26 years. Okay? And in the court that I came from, for those of you that know, CPS court is crazy. A lot of writing, a lot of cases, busy. You know, and you may go work for a firm that's super busy. You know what? We need you taking 2 and 3, 4 depots a week. Hour, even if it's an hour. So now you're writing 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours a week. And then you're going home, getting on the computer, so your hands are like this again. So it's just as important on your computer to be, you know, and they have those little pads now for your, you know, use them. And it's kind of tough like on laptops, because I use my laptop for everything now. I think I have 3 laptops, you know. So I mean, yeah, they don't really come with the pads anymore. But like, I don't wear my watch, you know, when I'm on the computer, because you'll see like when you're on the computer it hits right there. And I wear, you know, 2, you know, little chains. I always pull them up to make sure any little thing like that is wear and tear on you. Okay? And you know, just small things. And you know, maybe it'll talk about it later. But like even stuff like working out, staying fit helps out too. Okay? Because this thing takes a beating on you too. Okay? So, you know, you want to keep your mind fit, you want to keep your body fit, you want to stay fit, you want to be in the best shape that you can, okay? Keep your wrist straight, relaxed, and keep your wrist relaxed and straight, elbows resting by your sides, and shoulders relaxed. Because you'll see sometimes if you have the machine too close, and you can do it when your hands are too close, you feel this in your traps, okay? And you know, after a while and you let loose, holy cow, you know, it really starts to hurt. So you want to be in a comfortable position where it feels comfortable, okay? You should feel comfortable, all right? That's the biggest thing. touch. The stroke should be quick and light, okay? It's not, you're not playing an organ, all right? It's not, it's just quick, light strokes. That's it, okay? Thinking of tapping the letters onto the paper rather than pressing them into the paper. So you're just tapping them into the paper, not pressing them into the paper. And that's an analogy because you're not going to have any paper, okay? But it's the strokes that are coming out. And you'll see a lot of these new machines are amazing. You know, and there's like on the waves, there's a little gray button on the side that you can move up and down, and you'll see those keys go up and down. And if you want to put it where they're almost all the way down. You put it wherever you want, where it feels comfortable. Sometimes a real light stroke, if you're sitting there thinking, you're like, you've already pressed the key. So you may not want it super light, okay? You may want it medium light for now, and then once you get accustomed to it, then you're gonna want like a real lighter stroke, okay? It's only gonna save your hands, all right? The new steno-time machines are designed to be almost silent, and you shouldn't really hear anything. Every now and then you're going to hear like a little clicking, and that's because of the buttons going down on the pad. You know, maybe the pad's getting worn out, that you're going to start hearing a little bit of clicking. Girls, the nails, yeah, there may be one thing you have to give up, or you learn to write with them. And some girls, and I'll have some court reporters that come and talk about it. One girl really does, and she's got these really fancy, nice nails, but she learned how to do it. You want to learn how to do it? Great. And if you're going to have it, what I would suggest is they sell these little rubber pads for your keys, and it doesn't slip. Because if you feel the keys, they're kind of slick, you know, and your hands, your fingertips sweat. You all right? Your fingertips sweat a little bit, and it gives off like a little bit of oil. You know, so they get slippery every now and then, okay? And, you know, like you'll be in a depot or whatever, and it's like, you know, you may just need to clean off the keys a little bit. These little rubberized, and all they are is stickers. You peel them off this thing and you put them on the key, and they're actually pretty cool. And they just fit right on there. I mean, it's just a little rubberized thing, and you can go on to Martell or one of those companies or whatever. You don't really need it, okay? But if you're one of the ones that has longer nails and you're not willing to sacrifice, A, get the rubberized things, B, take the mechanic class, all right? Speed. Stenotype is a method whereby it is possible to take verbatim dictation at high speeds which is spoken. The student reporter's ultimate goal is 225 words a minute. Guys, 225 words a minute. Think about that for a second, how fast that is. And I'll give you an idea of something they told me back in school. If you get a chance tonight, listen to the news and listen to how fast they talk. That's about 200. And it's about 200 is what they told us back in the day. It's about 200 words a minute. You got to be 25 words a minute faster than that. And they told us in school, back when I was going, was that you want to be writing about 240 words a minute before you go take that state test. Just to compensate for nerves, be ready. So 240 words a minute. And you're thinking, God almighty. You can do it. It's going to happen, okay? Write slowly and correctly to establish the sound writing habits that will provide the foundation for later speed development. If you write too fast too soon, you often practice errors. Guys, some of the best advice I'm going to give you right now, and pay attention, is practice smart. Practice smart, okay? Don't come in here and think that you're going to impress me by saying, you know what, sir? I practiced 9 hours this weekend. Oh yeah? How much of that was good practice? Where you can honestly sit there and say, you know what, I was stroking everything correctly, it felt great, everything was good. Maybe about 30 minutes. So it doesn't really matter, okay? And it'll come into play a little bit later when we're really practicing stuff, okay? And I tell you to practice, okay? And some days you're gonna be into it. Some days you're gonna be like, man, I got it today. I got it. You know what? Stay on the machine. Stay on as long as you can. If your kids allow, if your wife allows, if your husband allows, your boyfriend allows, family, issues, whatever. As long as that time you have, use it. Use it wisely, okay? Don't just get on there and say, you know what? The family's gone for the weekend. I'm here by myself. I'm gonna practice 9 hours. And for 9 hours, for 30 minutes, you rode good, and for the other 8.5 hours, you pounded that machine to pieces. You might as well have been watching TV for the other 8.5 hours, okay? So some days you're gonna have it, some days you don't. And I'm not saying you get up from that machine, I'm saying you struggle through it for a little bit, and it's like, God, I can't concentrate. And you're gonna have those days where you can't concentrate in here. You don't get to say, well, we're gonna go home now because I don't have it today. Well, when you get fired and you're coming back taking the auto mechanic class, let me know how that works out, okay? You learn to work through it now in small pieces so that when you get out, you know what you're doing, okay? So, you know, maybe, you know, you're going and you're struggling and you know, you got 30, 45 minutes of good writing and now it's like, man, I don't have it. You know what, get up. Go eat a sandwich, watch TV for 30 minutes, an hour. You know what, I think I'm ready. I'm in a different mindset. Go in there with positive thinking, not, phew, God dang it, I've got to practice. I got to practice. I don't want to. Super Bowl's on. NFC Championship game is on. World Series is on. Days of Our Lives is on. I don't know, you know. Work through it. You make the sacrifice now. Make the sacrifice now to be able to do it. Great practicing is perfect. I know it sounds stupid, but read through what I'm saying. Good practice is perfect. Work through the times that you don't have it until you just can't anymore. Then get up and then come back, and you come back with a good mindset. Okay? That's important. Keeping positive is important to this. Huge. Okay? Yeah.
Since you mentioned the news and that they, on average, say 200 words a minute,
Yeah.
do you suggest for practice purposes in the beginning to maybe record the news and use that as a practice base?
No.
And see if you can, no?
You'll find out the news is hard. The news is hard. So maybe like when you get out of here, like when we're getting towards the end, or you know what? Get your machine out. Get your machine out. Once we learn how to put words together, and they're talking about fracking. We're talking about this fracking and oil field stuff. I've never, fracking. Damn, I want to write that, fracking. And words that you've never heard, try stroking those words out. And your mind is always working. And you're going to find that. And it's good. Because like you'll be somewhere and talking to somebody and they're going to say, you know what? The elasticity of this, elasticity, how would I stroke that out? And you're thinking in your mind. You're just, and I still do it now. Guys, I've been out 26 years. 26 years. You think, he's heard it all. Heard a lot. A lot of it was crap. But a lot of it, you know, all of it's good. Even slang. Even hearing slang stuff. You know? And I was taking a marriage. And the one guy kept saying, you know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? He's saying it so fast, like it's one word. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. But it was so doggone fast that I had to think of a brief to stay up with this cat. I really did. DOIM, do you know what I mean? DOIMS, do you know what I'm saying? He said it so much and so often. It was after every sentence, I think. Everything was, you know, you went in the car, it was a red car, right? That's correct. You know what I'm saying? What? You know, so you're going to have things like that come up. And, you know, and I was talking to my dog, and he went to the store, and well, it's not D-O-G. You know, and if you look in the Urban Dictionary, it's D-A-W-G. So there's certain things that come up, and if you write D-O-G, if you have to read it back, you're gonna know what he's talking about. And, you know, pull that up, okay. And I was talking to my dog, and then we went to the store. They're gonna know, but when it comes out on the transcript, that's not the way it's written. So you have to know slang too. So there's an Urban Dictionary app. Do y'all know that? It's actually pretty cool. Some crazy stuff on there. But
And
you hear stuff all the time.
Is it an app like Brief Encounters and Briefpedia, or is it something you?
No, it's an app on your phone. It's an app on your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
So like if they're saying, he went to the store and.
I don't do the ums. I don't do the ums. And there's one attorney, holy cow. If I could have choked that cat, I would have. You know, and a lot of times you don't hear it. But I mean, I hear it. I hear it. You know, and what it is his mind's thinking so fast that he's not thinking about what he's saying. He's not using that filter. There's no filter. It's like, so you went to the store and then you got there, you parked, you put it in park, you went in the store, you got the cart, and then, you know, you went through the aisles and, you know, whatever you do, turn around, you know, wow, you're gonna wear that thumb completely out on the us if you do it. I don't even hear it anymore. I don't hear it, you know?
Is it
So-
considered, well, evidently it's not considered,
It's not really a word. It's a thinking process is what it is.
if we get an or an on a test, do we transcribe it?
Yeah. If it's on a test, yeah, you're probably gonna need to, because they said it. You know, but if you're out and this cat's saying 47 times to get this one sentence out, you know, you do what you want.
Or if you're just saying like this, you know,
Like is yes,
Like
like
you know?
you do.
Like you know?
Yeah.
Like is a word.
And I have an aunt that says, and that. God almighty, it drives me nuts. It drives me out. And they went to the store and that, and then they went over here, you know, and that what? You know, but people don't talk the same. And people don't talk correct English all the time, okay? Your job is not to clean them up. Your job is to write what they're saying, okay? Like is a word. Is more of a thought process to me. You do what you want. You want to put it in there, help yourself. But when you wear that U out on that machine and you're buying a U like every year, let me know how that works out. Or you get carpal tunnel on that one thumb. Let me know how that works out. All right?
So out there.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you come up with the brief that fast? For when he was saying,
Right here.
like, how do you know what?
The best muscle in your head is within this 6 inches or 8 inches or so, right here. You think so fast. And I'm telling you, like I was telling you guys last week, like, you know, guys would come in and I'm sitting there and these guys are going at it. And he's talking about, hey, you want to go have lunch? Yeah, I'll go have lunch. And these guys are going at it. And I'm getting the symbol, I'm getting the words, getting the symbol, getting the words, and I'm setting up lunch plans with this cat over here. Your mind works fast. And you'll understand what I'm talking about later, because like even, and my students used to make fun of me all the time, I use the last name Krzyzewski a lot. If you're taking the deposition of Mr. Krzyzewski, 3 strokes. and you want to stroke that out every time, let me know how that works out, okay? Not good. So I would do Mr. Chef or Mr. Chef. Rodriguez is Rod. Garza is Gars. Garcia is Gaers, Gars. So you think quick, and I'm going to teach you how to do it to where you can put it in a job dictionary, so it doesn't go in your main dictionary. So I may have Mr. Sheffield come in next week. Well, I don't want to stroke Sheffield every time, so I do Mr. Chef. Well, if you put it in your main dictionary, now it's going to come up Mr. Shashevsky because you put it in your main. Well, Mr. Sheffield and Mr. Shashevsky weren't in the same depot, so it doesn't really matter. If they're in the same depot, then you do Mr. Schiff, maybe you do SHIF for Sheffield and Chef for Mr. Shashevsky. It'll make sense later. But I mean, I'm telling you, your mind gets to where you're thinking really fast. And you'll know, because if you're taking a cardiomyopathy, and they're talking about cardiomyopathy, you're going to stroke that out every time. Cardiomyopathy, that's 5 strokes for one word.
So would that end up being on 1 line or 2 lines, or
What's that?
like a word with 3 or 4 syllables?
With 5 syllables, it's going to be on 5 lines.
Okay.
Cardiomyopathy. So you're doing it by cardiomyopathy. Or you can do it by the syllables that it actually is. Cardiomyopathy. That's a lot, but I'm cutting it down. So really what you do in court reporting is you learn to cut things down. Now it's cardio, not cardio. It's just cardio. Myopathy instead of myopathy. You can stroke it out that way, you know. So when in doubt, stroke it out. I would have stroked that out in school, and I still got out. So you can do it, but you learn to cut it down. You learn to hear things differently, okay? So, from now on, and you'll learn once we start learning the letters, those of you that have taken the A to Z, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. You already know what I'm talking about. So, when you hear words now, like, how would I do that? Cardiomyopathy. So you're always thinking, and that's why, I think that, not ADHD, but my mind is working all the time. And I can be talking to this cat right now, and he's talking about cardiomyopathy, and I'm listening to the story, and I'm thinking about how I stroke it out, and words are just flying past me, and I'm thinking about how I'm stroking this word out. Because he said something that I wasn't familiar with. And if I was taking this guy's deposition, and he's still talking to me, and I'm catching bits and pieces just enough to be able to hold that conversation, but I'm thinking about how would I stroke that out, cardiomyopathy, You'll know what I'm talking about later on. Practice hints. Concentration is vital to mastering machine shorthand. Guys, it's not vital. It's exclusive. That's all this is concentration. It's complete concentration. Complete and utter concentration is all it is, okay? And once you get past that to where you can focus in, and it's almost like a zone, it's getting in a zone. So anybody that's played sports or anything like that, when you're in the zone, I mean, it's like you don't see, hear anything else but that moment that you're in that sport. Or if you're playing the piano and you're in the zone, or you're whatever. I don't know what you guys do. But whatever you're doing that you get in the zone, bless you, that you feel in this zone, that's what it is. And you get in this bubble, and you're just going. That's what it is. Okay? When you practice, whether at home or at school, devote your entire attention to the machine. Do not get into the habit of watching the keys, the hands, or the paper. You don't want to get in that habit of watching it. So what we kind of learned in school, and one of the teachers that told us, is like you use motivation. Use motivation. So this one girl had her mind made up that as soon as she got out of school, she was buying this Corvette. So she got a picture of a Corvette that she took out of a magazine and she put it on top of her machine, which they were older back then. I wouldn't suggest doing it now because you have a computer screen on there. But it's like this. All of our machines were like this. So this whole thing is empty. And she just pasted it right there. And she would focus on that thing, on that Corvette, and zone in. And that's what she looked at. You don't want to look at the screen, oh man, I typed that wrong. So now you're thinking, oh, I stroked that wrong. So now you're thinking about going back, correcting it. These guys are still talking. So you're missing words, trying to correct one word because you were looking at the screen, paying attention to the screen when it was notion and it was supposed to be no sir. You could have figured it out anyway. So practice good practice habits. Good practice habits, okay? Don't look at the keys, don't look at the machine. When you're practicing, even maybe close your computer to where you don't really see the thing, and then, you know, don't put it to sleep, like where you totally just bring it down to where you can't really completely see it or whatever, or you leave it up. But find a focal point anywhere. Say it's just a pen and you're just focusing on the pen. You're not really looking at the pen, you're looking through the pen to concentrate, to pay attention. I would close my eyes sometimes. I still do it. Like when it gets really hard, and you'll see, like once we get the software, there's a little window that you can open and it tells you how fast you're typing. It tells you how fast you're writing, okay? And there were times that I was writing 300 and it wasn't for extended period, but we were going. Judge, this attorney, and they're just going at it. I object, well, I object to the, slow down, and you know, one at a time, and well, Judge, he's saying, well, Judge, I was trying to get, and they're just boom, 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 you know? And it's just fast interactions or whatever. And whether I was actually going 300, probably, pretty close, you know? But then you start looking at the screen, it's like 300. So then I had to close my eyes because I really needed to focus now because now I'm going 300. So now I'm freaking myself out. I'm not good, you know? Close your eyes, relax. And when you close your eyes, and I don't know if you've ever heard people say that when something happens to one of your motor skills, others are heightened. It's true. If you close your eyes, you can actually hear a little bit better. Whether it's mind over matter, who cares? You know? If you think that you can hear better, do it. You know? And if, you know, I hunt a lot. I hunt, fish, you know, whatever. So I've sat in the blinds and it's completely dark and you can't see anything. So you can't hardly see your hand in front of your face sometimes. You get in the blind so early. But you can hear amazing. It's amazing how good you can hear everything. You know, and then I would really close my eyes and just sit there and try to listen to the sounds, and it's amazing what you can hear. It's pretty cool. So when you need to concentrate even more, you can close your eyes. Don't fall asleep, you know. We had one girl do that in school too. You just kind of fell over. It was awesome. I wish I would have had a video. It was awesome. But you know, you don't want to get to that point where you get so relaxed or whatever. And it's just to relax you. And if you think about it, the more relaxed you are, the more you're limber, okay? When you tense up is when it gets harder to write. You know, if you think about it, the more tense you get, it's when you're, you know, just, and it's like playing, you know, watching somebody play a piano that's really good at it and they're just like, and they're just flowing with it. They're not pounding stuff. It's just flowing, and it's just flowing. It's the same thing on the machine. You're just hearing it, writing it, hearing it, writing, and that's all this is. It's mind over matter. Training your brain, building that muscle memory to be able to do that. Okay? So practice, good practice. All right? Don't stare at the speaker. You know, like you know, if for some reason I'm dictating, you're looking at me and I go, ah. It's that one little piece of distraction that's going to break your concentration. Now you're like, oh my God, that was scary or whatever, what a freak. Now you're thinking about something totally different, and you know, your concentration's broken. So now you're dropping words because you're trying to get back in that small little zone again and try to get back into it, okay? So, you know, looking at the speaker isn't always good. It's good sometimes, and especially when people don't enunciate real well, you learn to read lips, okay? And you're gonna find that. And it's real easy when you look at somebody and people think that you're just staring right through them. And it's like, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at your lips or whatever, and you're saying stuff and it's like, oh, I got it, I know what he's saying now. And once you get that in there and how they speak a little bit, it gets easier to hear them. I don't know what it is, but at first it's like, I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No, I don't. But I do now because I was reading your lips. Oh, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, he was saying it like one word. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No. You know? But after a while, you get to know, and it's like, oh, now I know what he's saying. Practice from audio whenever possible. You want to practice from the book, from sight, from the computer, from tutorials right now. You know, you're going to practice from sight right now, and then we'll start getting into doing dictation later on into the semester or whatever, where I'm telling you things and you're writing it. But right now it's going to be sight writing, okay? So it's not going to be really stuff that I say. It's going to be mostly out of the book or off a paper that maybe I give to you, okay? When listening to dictation, do not get into the habit of repeating or mouthing the words that the speaker is saying. You don't want to do that, okay? You're not a recorder, okay? You're listening, you're hearing it, writing it. That's it. You're not, well, he went to the store. Well, he went to the store. Really? Holy cow. You're going to be exhausted at the end of whatever you're taking because you're working harder than you need to. It's all about listening and writing. That's it. Hear it, write it. Hear it, write it. That's it. You're not paying attention. Well, he went to the store and he parked. When he parked, did he put it in park? You're not making up the story. You're not the storyteller. Okay? All you are is the person taking it down. That's it. Okay? Your job is not to make up the story. Well, that's not right. That wasn't proper English. Well, he went hither and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really matter what he said. You just write what he said. Okay? Your job isn't to clean them up, or your job isn't to make the story better. Well, it would have been better if he said yonder. No, it's not your job to clean them up. Your job is to take it down. That's it. Okay? Don't practice a word or outline that is giving you trouble by simply stroking it on the machine repeatedly. Instead, practice a word within a group of 3 or 4 other words. It is often the getting into and out of the word or outline that causes the hesitation. So if you have trouble with the word, and you'll know once we get down the road or whatever. So say it's, and I don't know why, I had trouble with ready. Ready. So to me, it was 2 strokes. R-E-A-D-D-I. Ready. Guys, no. And I'm telling you, I bet you I've stroked it 740 wrong ways of stroking. I couldn't, and it was just a mind block of me getting through it. So one, you either practice it a lot, and you know, you get your kids, and you make these little flashcards, and you say, are you ready? Are you ready? Did you get ready? Did you get ready? And they're reading it to you, and you're writing down these, but you're writing other words, so you don't just say, okay, read this. Ready, 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 ready. Really? No, that's not the way that you eventually get it. It's with other words, putting it together and hearing it in different ways, or figuring out a brief for it, which is what I did. R star D, R asterisk D was ready. Now I hear it, it's like, boom. I want them to say ready, you know, because now it's easy. But back then I had such a mind block over it, or whatever. So you don't get to the point where you're just, man, I can't write that word, so you just keep writing that word and writing that word. No, that's not the way it is. Okay, some of the stenotype reporting terms you're going to hear: captioner, and it's a conflict-free stenotypist. who captions television programs. So you've seen that, you know, you've watched the news or whatever, and you can put the thing on where you see the thing on the bottom. That's a captioner, where they're writing it, and it's for the hearing impaired. Okay, so they can watch the TV and follow it as it's going along. Okay, a CAT is a computer-aided transcription, and it refers to the use of computers to translate stenotype notes. Okay, and that's all it is. That's all CAT means, is being able to do the real time on your computer. It's a computer-aided transcription. Okay. CIC is a computer-integrated courtroom, and it refers to the use of computers by court reporters in the courtroom itself. So, like, I can do real time for my judge if I wanted to. He doesn't really want it. So, I mean, some judges, now, in order to even be hired, like by the county, you have to be real time ready. You have to be real time ready. And you guys are going to be. When you get out, not if, when you get out, you're going to be real time ready. You're going to be able to, yeah, look it up. Let's go. All right? Conflict, using the same outline for more than one other word. You don't want to create really a conflict. And really what I did is I taught myself briefs now. Okay? Like doing. I use doing DOG. Well, guess what DOG is? And it ain't my dog. It's dog. Cat, dog. Okay? But I hear doing about 700 times maybe a day, or I used to. Doing. You hear it all the time. I don't hear dog that often. If I hear dog 4 times a year, maybe that's good. Okay? So my doing is DOG. But you know what? Was the dog doing something to the man before he bit him? Now it's, was the dog, DOG asterisk, was the dog doing, DOG, something to the guy before he bit him? Are you following me? So it's making, it's trying to keep it conflict free, which is what we're talking about. Keep it conflict free, okay? So my way of trying to fix that conflict of having dog and doing, which is the same stroke, by putting that asterisk on the one that you don't hear as often. You don't want to add a stroke for something that you're going to use all the time. The asterisk is used for something that you're not going to use as often. Okay? You'll understand once we really get into it. Got it?
Now I understand why any FR is never, and not necessarily any F asterisk R.
Yeah. Because it's not really going to conflict with anything. Is there a nefer? Is there a word? Nefer?
What would you confuse it with nerve?
Maybe a kid. When did you go nefer? Huh?
Would you confuse it with nerve?
I mean, and that's where you could keep a one stroke by using the asterisk.
Yeah.
So you're not going to hear nerve very often. So now you use the asterisk for nerve. But you hear never, you're going to hear never way, way more than you're going to hear nerve. Unless you're taking medical
neurological
medical depots all the time, then you might want to change it around, you know, whatever. But
might be a neurological.
yeah, CSR is a certified shorthand reporter. That's what you guys are going to be.
Yeah.
Certified shorthand reporter. You're going to want to know that one, CSR.